hello, Amy.
Hi again. How are you?
I'm good. Oh, this is what, the second time this week?
I know, I realised as well I'm
What
wearing the same clothes,
privilege.
so totally looks like I've just not stopped talking about stuff.
I looked at something that I'd worn and I was like, did I wear that when I last recorded with Amy? No. Yes. Let's put something else
I didn't
on.
think until this very moment, so well done. You're 5 steps ahead.
Nice one. So we have been chatting a lot recently about outbound to real time. We've also done a chat recently about like June and July and what happened then. But now we've got something bigger.
Yeah, we got a whole release wave. So this is
Wave
July to October, is it? July?
No,
further
this
than
is
that. It goes into next year, right?
this is October to April. It always feels like this is way early to be talking about stuff that's not even supposed to happen until October, but it is October to April.
You're right. I'm thinking of the previous one. October, I don't know, to March. Okay, March, April. So,
Yeah.
sorry. This is for next
Are you
year,
with
so
it?
we're forward planning, and then we're probably going to talk about the stuff again when it's on the monthly release, when it's actually happening. But this is the 6-month plan.
Yes. Awesome. All right. So let's get into it and we'll talk through all of the items.
I need a
All
haircut.
right. Should I leave that in? My hair has never looked as good as it did in that photo. And every time I go back to the hairdresser, I was like, I want it like this. Anyway, let's move on. So let's talk through what is in Release Wave 2 2025. So like we said, it's October 2025 to March 2026. It just, I don't know, doesn't it feel like July is just...
Feels like a lifetime away.
Yeah, it does. So in the usual marketing speak, whatever you want to say, they've got 3 key areas that they are focusing on, which is our friends, agents, and co-pilots.
Best topic.
We love moments that matter and turbocharge your pipeline.
Interesting.
Exactly. All right. So what's number 1? Is it something exciting?
Yeah.
Do you want to take this one?
Yeah. I mean, yeah, we're not going to give this much airtime because
No.
so this is something that, as you can see, has been in GA for like forever. A very long time. It's been hanging around. Sorry, in private preview, and public preview. Been around a long time.
Public preview. Yeah.
Thank you. Sorry, I tried to be quick, and look what happened. Public preview for over a year, and it's going to make it to GA in December. So this is the CoPilot. When you create a journey, you can describe stuff, and it supposedly builds a journey for you. We've spoken about it before.
It was in the last one. It was in the last release, and I think before that it was in the previous release.
But this is a GA commitment, right? That's the only thing that's
no.
new.
So when I was going through the slides for this, and I was looking at the last one, it had a GA date. Yeah. Well, so this has moved.
I mean, if you spent a year and a half building it, it's gonna be great, I'm sure.
Well, either it's going to be great or it's been so crap that they still haven't got enough people using it that they can't justify making it GA. But the good news is, Amy, this is the only recycled item in the release notes.
Yay!
The bad news, we've only got 7 more things for our...
Well. You either get recycled or you get nothing.
Yeah. Right, let's be positive. Peppy. Yep. Right.
I mean,
so
cool.
Let's move on. So this one, automate scalable journey creation with the Journey API. Right. Let's get into that one. So this is in the moments that matter section. So this is, I'm hoping that with the Journey API, I'm hoping that I can go off. This is what I'm hoping it means without digging in. I'm hoping that it means that I can do stuff with Power Automate.
Yeah.
And that I can go off and I can say, right, something's happened. I want to go off and create a journey. Now, what I'd love to be able to do, which I don't think it explicitly says, I'd also love to be able to go off and create an email. And I'd like to be able to go and pick a template, and I'll tell you why. So one of the things that I don't know, might come up for your clients, is RSS feeds. So I've got a new blog and I want that to be sent to the people that have subscribed to that content, right? So imagine being able to say, oh, flow triggered by an RSS feed item.
Yeah, nice.
Then go off and then take this template, take the title of the blog post, which is passed through the RSS feed into that connector, pass that in, put it in the subject of the email, blah, 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 build my journey, this segment. How amazing would that be?
But wouldn't you just use a trigger for that?
So here's the challenge with the trigger is, and I've done this before on my website, and somebody asked me about this specifically, which is why when I saw this, I was like, oh, this would be incredible.
Yeah.
So I'd written about how you could do it with a trigger, and it would basically go off and it would look for the segment that people were in, and it would. So actually, based on one of your blog posts, where I could get all of the segment members, and I could then trigger and fire them all, because obviously with a trigger you got to fire people individually into that journey. Fine for me, I don't have that many subscribers, but he was like, yeah, so we've got like about 20,000. I'm just worried about timeouts and blah blah blah. And so I thought, well, 20,000, maybe you could do it with a bit of, you know, do until, but any large, like if you're getting to large numbers, that, I don't know, it just feels like that might get a bit messy.
Yeah, you're pushing the limits of triggers.
Yeah, so anyway, so that would be the dream, is to create the journey and be able to create the email on the fly and also pick the segment. But anyway, what's your thoughts on this one?
I like it. It's cool. I mean, it's something that probably should have been there a while ago, and I imagine people have been hacking it with creating Dataverse records and changing statuses. So it's good that we've got official API functions for it now. It's good.
But don't you think so it says this capability enables rapid and repeatable journey creation at scale. Like, I'm just thinking, if I cannot define what goes into the journey, as in the email, or maybe I just have to have all of my components.
It's got to be already
created, but then what's the point, right? If I've got to go, sorry, I know there's a point, but if I've got to go off and I've got to have created all my emails, I've got to have my segment ready, then where is the automation? Scenario am I needing to automate the journey if I've had to go off and create my emails?
Yes.
New event maybe?
But then
really lazy?
Why aren't you? Oh, I have a blog post coming out next week that's cooler than this about that.
Okay.
For inviting to events.
Cool.
Oh,
let's talk about that afterwards.
Now you've explained the scenario. I don't know. I have no idea why you'd be creating a journey again and again and again with pre-built components. I don't know.
Yeah, okay. All right. Well, we'll see when it comes out. Right. Next one, if you want to take this.
Yes, please. Okay, so this one is cool because we learned about this from our outbound transition calls. So this is the ability to export copies of sent emails. What it exports as, we do not yet know. I am optimistic for a PDF, but
me too. I'm hopeful.
Yep.
I'm not. Optimism is sometimes out the window, but I'm hopeful.
I'm here. Yeah. Classic PDF. So I think it's really nice because it also it gives you it's a next step from the seeing in the timeline what's been sent. Yeah. And I know this was brought up on our transition call that people do it for record keeping, but also so they can share a copy of the newsletter with people who, from their website. They can click on a link and get to the copy of the newsletter. So it's like a history, a library. Yeah, that's a really nice way of putting it. And they were using the view and browser link, which we said, oh, maybe not. So this is a really nice way of doing that you can build up a library of all your newsletters, and it then becomes.
So right, that's where we need a PDF, right?
Yeah.
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 Or at least something that if I'm exporting it, I can then do a save as. So maybe there'd be a bit of manual intervention.
Yes.
But we can only read between the lines or be hopeful about these things. But when we're basically saying it's a an email export API, and you've got to call the export API to programmatically export exact copies of sent emails. Now, exact copies of sent emails means that I am downloading hi Amy's email. Like I'm downloading an exact copy of a sent email. So people would still, if they wanted to do something for a library, need to have sent it to somebody, like a
hi customer,
yeah, so that they can always go and download that one. But also, I wonder, when we're saying, for me, whenever we're saying API, we're saying, right, you got to do something in Power Automate. A marketer typically isn't going to have either the access or the skill set to go off and create it. So again, we'll see. But hey, Amy, that means you or I will be writing a blog post about it.
I'll be building a custom page. No worries.
Yeah. So that's the kicker, is like, that's great, but then that needs IT to be getting involved, doesn't it? So
yeah,
we shall see. But yeah, it potentially gives those people that were on our calls a different way to provide a library of historical emails.
It's cute.
Right, so this one I think is also a good one. Set message expirations to keep communication relevant. So the way I'm understanding it is basically, so when you have an email and you send it out, then in theory, if I keep it either in my inbox or I put it in a folder, it's there forever and all of the content is visible. Which might be fine for most things, and for business emails, that's fine. But if you think about sending out an email that is about an event, or an email that is about a competition, where those emails are time sensitive and the content in them is time sensitive, then I can see having some kind of expiration. Now, I'm just curious. I'm just reading through if it says what the experience is.
After it's sent, they don't care. It's more that it stops sending in the first place. It's a throwback feature from outbound marketing.
Oh, well.
So once it's sent, it doesn't do anything smart. I love what you were designing in your head, though. That's really cool. I didn't even consider that.
Yeah, so almost like the buttons are then like disabled or something like that.
Yeah, the content changes because it's fed from a URL or something. No, it's not that. Sorry, it's not that good. So it's just like in a journey, you can choose when a message expires. So this is probably like those journeys where you've got long running journeys with segments or triggers. This expiration thing could be useful for that kind of like when you send a different notification at Christmas, for example. You could have it that expires, but then you probably have to update it still. So I'm not sure how that would work.
This has got about an example of discount messages, which that's great. So if you're offering like an early bird for an event,
and it means you don't have to remember
the email out, then I'm going to stop it after like a little bit before the event. Or maybe I've got certain emails that are like, oh, you get a 50% discount, oh, you get 25%, and so those emails have dates on them.
I like
it's on the release notes, thanks. Yeah, it wasn't me that came up with that. But yeah, so something like that. So now that you've said, oh, hang on, that's not what it is, but hey, wouldn't it be great if you could have buttons that expire so that actually they're
and they change, like, or something different happens, or like the image changes to like no longer that. Oh, that would be cool. I mean, you could probably with images, because when you change an image, the URL stays the same, right?
That's potential for a blog post. Side note on that, I don't know if you've ever seen it or heard me talking about something called Nifty Images, where it's like a completely different tool, and then you can do countdowns, which I would love it if we had that in there.
I know.
But those sorts of things where actually, like you said, the image is stored somewhere, and it's literally a GIF, but it's able to look at a date dynamically, so that your countdown could be different to mine. Or like, hey, it's your birthday in 10 days. It's my birthday in 50 days, whatever. So anyway.
It's not my birthday in 10 days, just so you know.
No, I know, mine is.
Just hold off the
right. So I guess it's good, but not what I was hoping for. But
sorry,
anyway, that's okay. I can't remember. Is you?
I think it's my go.
Go for it.
Okay, time to turbocharge your pipeline. So basically they've called turbocharger pipeline. It's events. There's the next few things. Sorry to spoiler alert. So this is cool. This is long overdue. So they are fixing up the integration between Teams and events when you run them online to be able to do the Teams town hall functionality. So this is good. Like, it's been around in Teams for about a year, I think. So it's good to see that it's now possible to do via the integration. Obviously, Town Hall allows a lot more people, 10,000. And hopefully they'll kind of tighten up that integration, because currently the webinar integration is a bit ick. So hopefully the Town Hall could be used as an alternative. So yeah, that's really cool. Event management's getting a little bit better every day.
I'm liking seeing like more event stuff, because for, I would say, years we had very little, if at all, that was touching on events. It does say that the feature's not enabled by default. You've got to, it says you must first connect your Microsoft Teams environment in the event management settings of
new
customer insights journeys. So not sure what connect means. And I wonder if it's like that would be for everybody, or that would be like for new setup, like, you know, new environments or whatever it is. But it sounds like it's going to be some section in the settings that is for, like, in the events area, that you're having to connect it in some way.
Yeah, you're right. I am also seeing
your admin needs to do it. So
yeah, some kind of new setting configuration, something to watch out for security roles. I'm liking that last bit, though. I'm guessing this is a function of the Teams town hall about being able to publish the video on demand. Because obviously when you do a Teams webinar, it's in stream, and then it's usually only internal people. You've got to go and share it and upload it somewhere, yada, yada, yada. It looks like Town Hall has a native publish, here's a link. And hopefully they've tied that into the event, which is really nice. So that's exciting.
And also, either if it goes immediately, that's brilliant. People don't need to worry about waiting. Or if there's some kind of way that then in your full, because if you think about a full journey right now, for me that is, thanks for registering. Hey, here's a reminder, it's 2 weeks. Here's a reminder, it's tomorrow. Then the event happens. Then it's was there a check-in? If there was, thanks for attending. Here's a link to the recording. Or sorry you missed it, but hey, you can still check out the recording. So right now you've either got to, as a marketer, be on your shit and be like, okay, let me go and find the video, let me upload it, let me put it here, and already have the link ready. Or do a completely separate journey, which is
I've done it
then a bit messy.
I've built in a delay of like 2 days and be like, you got 2 days to add it.
But somebody's out, but that's the thing, isn't it? Is like a perfect
ticking
world,
time
2 days
bomb.
is enough. But if you're out sick, you're you know something happens,
life happens.
The recording breaks and you can't get access to it. All of those sorts of things. So that for me is the best point at the end, to be honest with you. I think they could have actually separated that out. And
it's a feature.
Looked at that. It's a feature. Yes.
I don't have 10,000 people to invite, so 10,000 isn't a problem. But I know that has been mentioned by other customers about why they're not using Teams, that they can't deal with the volume. So, you know, there's other things.
Right. Maximize event ROI with paid registration and seamless payment integrations. There will be a lot of people cheering about this, that they'll be able to now do it out of the box within customer insights, as opposed to like going off and using some other tool that someone brilliant has written. So we'll see. Does it say which? Okay, so basically integrate with Stripe as the payment provider. But does it allow for other payment solutions like Go Cardless or whatever?
They probably roll it out with just Stripe.
Well, this scenario example says Stripe, but to me, a scenario is not this is how it works. So I guess,
it'll be like the webinar thing. It comes out with one to start with, and then it's like, oh, to add more, you have to go crazy custom, and we might add more in the future. But Stripe's obviously the gold standard. You have Power Pages, blah, blah, blah.
It says integrate with a trusted payment provider. Oh, no. A trusted payment provider of your choice. But you could be right. It could be like, well, here's one we trust.
Yes.
And if you trust somebody else, you
Go
go
build
ahead
it.
and build the integration. It would be nice if it was like a selection, or if it was genuinely straightforward. But these things aren't really, because if it was straightforward, they would have had this ages ago.
Yes. This is cool. Like, I'm glad it's here. I think it will take a long time to get out of public preview. Sorry to be a pessimist. It's cool that it's there. It's great. I'm looking forward to picking this apart and seeing how they do it. Yeah, this is the main thing that's stopping Outbound dying, really, let's be honest. Until they bring this out, Outbound can't be turned off. So
But don't get excited if you listen to this and thinking, oh, great, I carry on using Outbound. One thing that I noticed, just a random side note the other day, is, you could hide the Outbound. So that unhide is now gone, just for anyone that might be watching.
It's a one-way process.
She was like, I remembered that I had an email that I'd made like a few years ago that I wanted to get to, and I can't unhide it. And I was like, yeah, no, sorry. Don't think you need to recreate it. But anyway, right. This is you.
Hi, girl. What do we got? So, simplify forms by filtering choices based on previous answers. That's like the most spade title they've ever used. I guess they couldn't come up with anything more sexy or exciting. So this is, again, it's catching up with Outbound. This is being able to, on the marketing forms, be able to filter fields by previous fields. I think it's just option sets and possibly lookups. I'm hoping it's lookups as well, but now I'm worried it's just option sets. And yes, I'm going to call it option set because that's what it's called on the form.
It says lookup field. It says field filtering dynamically filters values of subsequent lookup field values based on the value you select in another field. If we were to take it as the terminology you and I would know, lookup is a lookup. So it's I've got an entity of countries, and then I've got maybe if it's USA, I've got an entity of state.
Yes.
Or I've got an entity of county or whatever. So you've got that, to me, is a lookup. Now, is it that the person that wrote this has just used the phrase lookup and it doesn't actually mean lookup field? Because if they're not doing it for choice fields, option sets, that's pretty big gap, right? To be like, oh, we'll just focus on lookup. But I'm pretty sure
it's about lookups.
It's about lookups. Because that's what was in Outbound, right? It was like you could do dependent fields.
Yeah, you're right.
So, yeah. Oh, no.
But I think with this, oh, no, I don't know. No, I can't. No.
Because there's also then that was a parent-child relationship. Sorry, it had to be a parent-child relationship. Yeah.
Okay. So it is probably just lookups, not option sets.
Okay.
But this also means that there will be JavaScript extensibility on those fields now, once that's available, because they obviously need to make it interactable with the
interactable.
Interactable is definitely not a word. So then because currently you can't use JavaScript on lookups, but I think this will then make that possible as well.
So if you were to zoom into the image that's on that page, and it shows filter values, and then it shows your filtering values of area of interest field based on answers to, and then it has a drop down select field, and it has level of study, and it has the icon for the lookup type field, and then it has terms and conditions, and I'm pretty sure that's the icon for the option set choice field.
Option set. Oh, cool.
So if that image isn't just somebody has used Figma and created a screenshot that isn't accurate, if that is to be believed, then it looks like there's at least two types of fields that would be available to pick from.
And then you'd have to define the relationship if it's a choice. If so, then that's cool. Great. I'll stop whinging.
Yeah, we shall see. But yes, it's a shame if it's just lookup. They've missed a trick on that one. Right, this is the last one. Yeah, so it's very sparse, isn't it? Streamline event planning with set registration periods. So you can basically have open and close dates in terms of like when somebody can register. So you could have a window. So you could, in theory, say, hey, we're going to launch, and you could be like promoting it, but then like get ready sort of thing.
Oh, that's nice. I didn't think about the opening date because that's something we didn't have before. Hopefully you can design the landing page nicely, like if they click on the link for a not open rego yet, that you can customize that bit.
I wonder if
it's going to be the same page, right?
Yeah. I'm wondering if, you know, what's come up quite a bit that we've talked about is wait lists recently. We've been talking about that in the transition calls and also when we were talking through the June and July stuff.
Yeah.
And something that was coming up is in terms of, oh, what if I release 5 places and then what happens with those people? So maybe instead of you're releasing 5 places, maybe it's like, hey, great news, we've opened up due to demand, we've opened up registration again. And then you're actually able to say, right, well, let's email 50 people rather than saying, oh, we've got 5 places and opening them up. Maybe it's like you can say we've opened up registration again.
Yeah, I was thinking more like you're doing a launch. So like you promote the event.
Oh yeah,
you give them the link to register.
Yeah.
But then when they land on it before the 30th of June, for example, it's like, oh, not yet, but do this instead because marketing and moving. Yeah. Cool.
Obviously, somebody's asked for this and they've had a really compelling reason as to why we've got it in, but
I can see the close date. That's like just catching up with outbound, but the not being able to register before a certain date is interesting.
Yeah. Okay.
Cool.
Right. Oh, actually, yeah. So in that, it's saying, so before it would be the date of the event. Then after that, it would be the event. The event is in the past. So your close date, in their scenario example, they're closing registration a week or so before.
Yes, because you need to order food or whatever else.
Yeah.
Standard.
Makes sense.
So yeah, that's that. That's a wrap.
Well, so a couple of things that I noticed. So removed from wave 1, but not in wave 2. So these are dead. These are gone.
Okay.
So I don't know if you saw recently.
This
I can't remember
is
who
still
it was.
Available. So the first one.
No, there was a post on LinkedIn like yesterday or the day before, I'm sure, that basically went back to somebody's Microsoft post and said, we have removed this option.
Oh.
You're talking about
because it was the blog post. Like they weren't promoting it, but they had the blog post. They said it's still available, and now they've canned it.
Yeah, I'll see if I can find the link and I'll share it with you. Well, I'll put it in the newsletter on Tuesday as well. But it literally came out like 1 or 2 days ago, and I saw it and I was like, oh, because I've had somebody else asking me about it, saying, oh, wait, do you know where this has gone? And then you talked about the blog post, so I shared that with them. And now if you go to the blog post, it basically has something that says, yeah, so for now we've removed this option while we consider what we're going to do.
Oh.
Sorry.
Hence. It's okay. I looked, it was too hard, but it was nice to have the option. Okay, cool. Thank you for bringing that up. I had no idea.
Yeah, no worries.
Next one's
Can you remember what the second?
I do, yes. They were trying to automate building the journey for you. Like, remember there was like that picture of like the event, and when you looked inside it, the journey was like embedded inside the event.
Yes.
It's that. So I'm guessing it was like priorities wise, we have way bigger problems with events right now. So let's go build all those things first before we do that.
Yeah.
There's two, so that it's just like there's not they've removed the plans to automatically create journeys for events.
Oh,
Eh.
but then they've got the Journey API. Maybe
We got
that
Journey.
was a conflict, or like well, why would we do this when you could go off and use the
Yeah, they've got
Journey?
templates now as well. So
Yeah.
anyway,
Do you remember what the
seamless
last one
handoffs.
was?
Isn't that
Because
just that was creating that's creating leads?
Well, that's the thing, is that terminology we've seen so many times, but the problem is what Microsoft do is all three of these, the only reason that I'm able to go back and see what was in and know that it was in is because when I do the blog post for this, I put links to all of the individual items.
Yes.
So I go through and I click on each one, and then we get 404 errors.
Yeah,
So
right.
you can't even go back and see. Oh, actually, I guess I could go back into the
change
PowerPoint.
logs. Yeah. No, because you can go into Microsoft and look through GitHub for all the pull requests for the page.
Oh, yes. Well,
if you really, really want to, like.
It was obviously something that wasn't that great.
Yeah,
but we've seen that terminology used when it's come to like the lead scoring qualification and stuff like that. And it's like, no, that's not seamless handoff. That's not really giving someone something seamless. But anyway,
that thing gone. Bye. Cool.
Yes. So, thoughts?
I mean, yeah, like it's still playing catch up. I think the next release will be more like just cool new stuff, whereas like the focus has been getting rid of outbound and getting everything out. So
it's been such a weight, really, hasn't it? On I would imagine on the planner, the people planning it, the product owners, the developers being like, oh, this is something we have to do, rather than like you said, a cool new thing. It's just unfortunate that we as the consumer or the customers using it are the ones that are kind of suffering, and the ones that have been using real time all this time, great, but those that have been doing outbound, they've had nothing. So yeah,
it'll be good.
Cool.
Lots of new things.
Well, I guess we'll see how it goes. And also, we've seen in the past where just because those are in the release notes now doesn't mean that they might not have cool announcements.
Yes, there's always new stuff, and we will cover that in our monthly marketing chats, won't we?
Yes.
Real-time chats.
Real-time chats. Is that the theme tune? Right.
Yes.
All right. Well, we'll catch up next time.
Bye.
Bye.